Good morning and welcome to the last March Through History reading vlog. It is the last week of the month. Today is Saturday, so I'm starting a little bit early, but it's the last week of March and the last week of the readathon, and I thought, why not let's wrap it up with one more vlog, since I just could not pull it together to do a vlog at a different part of the month. It's fine. I will be reading a few more things this week to wrap up. So right now I'm about halfway through Nothing Sung and Nothing Spoken by Nita Tyndall, and I'm absolutely loving this. And this is going to hit the LGBTQ prompt, so that will give me another bingo. I'll put my bingo board up here. So this is going to give me one more bingo. I have one on the top part, and I'm going to have that one when I finish it. And I'm really enjoying this. This is about queer girls living in Nazi Germany and what that experience was like. It's gonna be sad, I just know it. But I'm really liking the story. I'm really connecting with the characters and wondering where this is gonna go. I'm sure sad. I was at the library last weekend and I grabbed Kindred, the graphic novel. I've already read Kindred. This is going to sort of be a reread, but I've not read the graphic novel version of the story. I already read a graphic novel, so that doesn't do anything for that prompt, but the main character in this story is an author, so I'm going to use this for the prompt for a woman author. And then probably the last book I'm going to get to for March Through History is the group book, the book we're reading for book club, The German Wife by Kelly Rimmer. I'm so excited to pick this up because I know a lot of you have already read it and really liked it. So I'm really interested to see what I think of it. And this is going to give me another bingo. So this is going to be multiple perspectives. It's going to fit the free space. It's going to be wives and mothers. So I'm going to have one more bingo, and that's that. There's still some prompts I didn't get to, and I probably won't because I only have so much time to fit things in. I wanted to get to a Royals Medieval Women. I am reading another book. I just don't think I'm going to finish it, but we'll see. I might. I'm reading Wild Bird, and I cannot remember the author off the top of my head, but I'll put a picture of it. I have the arc of that. It just came out. So I really wanted to finish it up this month so I could review it. It's a middle grade, although I would say it leans more toward older reader middle grade than younger. And it's about a girl who survived. She's the last person in her village to survive the plague. And she goes on an adventure sort of with a boy that she meets along the way, and they make some friends, and it's a good story. That's going to count for medieval. So I really wish I could have hit Royals so that I could get one more bingo. but I only have so much time. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something crazy and I'll fit something else in, but I do have to work this week. So, and we have school. So I don't have the time, but if I did, I would try to read something with Royals so I could just get one more bingo because I'm so close. So anyway, I feel pretty successful though. Even if I don't get that last bingo, I've still done well. I've gotten enough bingos. That's 1, 2, 3 bingos that I'll have hit should I actually complete all of the things. So anyway, that's my plan for the week. I don't really know what else you guys will get to see in this vlog because we have a house guest this weekend. My husband and a friend are going to a big gaming convention in Boston this weekend. They're there right now. They just left. So we have a house guest this weekend for that. And then school this week. We're still plugging away. We're on week 25 of our school year, so we still have a bunch of work to get done before we can wrap up the year when it's June. And then I have some work to do. I'm working on a couple different projects for Build Your Library. So like there's a lot going on, but I'm going to try to focus this vlog and focus on my reading. So I'm going to go ahead and get moving here and start my day. And I'm going to try to finish this morning, and I will let you guys know my thoughts when I'm done and we can talk about it. So I have not actually read anything lately because I spent the entire morning, I guess, from I don't know, 9 o'clock until now, it's 2:30, working on the Build Your Library level 10 update. I had a great brainstorm. I was looking over the level because I haven't looked at it, really looked at it since I wrote it, which was several years ago, 5 years ago. So I looked at it today, and as I was looking over it, I knew there were certain things I needed to fix, but one of the things I was thinking of updating was the world religions mythology aspects. I wanted to add more mythology to it, and then it hit me. What if I did a whole mythology theme for the level, which just kind of blew everything open. And now I took a project that was going to be a fairly minor update and just revamped the entire level. So, oh my God, I've made a lot more work for myself, but I'm excited. I think it's gonna be really cool when I finish it. It's gonna be a lot of work now because instead of just fixing the science and updating links, I'm adding I don't even know, 6 new books to the literature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 6 books, potentially more because I don't know yet. I might play around with that some more. But I have a big stack over here. Let me show you my stack. Here it is in all its glory. I've just been pulling things from all over my house. I also have a bunch of stuff in my Amazon shopping cart because, one can never have too many books. Am I going to use everything in this stack? I don't know. Some things are a definite. I'm definitely doing this, probably this. Just about sure about these two. I definitely think I'm going to be using that, but I haven't 100% decided yet. So I wanted to read it through it first. Maybe I'm deciding between these two, but I also have a third option that I don't own yet. Maybe, definitely. I've been really wanting to read more of her work, so that's a probably definite. Definite. Maybe. Definite. So, you can see, that's a huge stack of books. And like I said, I have a bunch more coming. Wow. I've got, I don't even know, 8 books sitting in my cart right now. So I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I think I make my life harder than it needs to be. But, who would I be if I didn't make my life harder than it needs to be? It's what I do. So I've made some tea. I'm about to read now because I've worked really hard all morning and I deserve a break. So I'm about to finish reading Nothing Sung and Nothing Spoken. Hello and back with slightly better lighting because I turned that lamp off. It's making me all weirdly glowy. So I just finished reading Nothing Sung and Nothing Spoken, and I'm going to have to think on this one. My initial reaction is that I really liked it and I gave it 4.5 stars. So this is a story about queer girls in Nazi Germany. And it's not a story that I've read before. I haven't read a lot about that aspect of Nazi Germany and resistance and that sort of thing. So I was really intrigued to read this, and I ended up really liking it. I think it did a really good job of showing how different kinds of resistance can happen, that, it doesn't always have to be violent uprising. It can be in small ways. And I think that's an important message because I think a lot of times people think that everyone just went along with it. And even in our society, if you don't stand up and violently disagree, then you must be agreeing. And I think it's important to show that sometimes for safety reasons, people resist quietly. And like they do things in the story like putting pamphlets in the mail, but also just like the act of defying the Nazis by listening to music that they don't like. That kind of thing is a kind of resistance to just being in love with another girl is an act of resistance in this world, you know? And so like I appreciated seeing that kind of a story. And I thought the characters were really well done. I found everything to be really believable for the most part. I don't know. I liked it a lot. I almost wish it was longer because I feel like I wanted a little more time with some of the characters. The end felt a little bit hurried, which I get. Like it starts in like 1938, I think, and the end jumps to 1945. So like it spans the entirety of the war, except like there's a gap between like 1942 and 1945. So I don't know. Maybe nothing happens, but that sounds ridiculous. But you know, it just some things like that. The pacing felt a little weird at moments, but overall, I really, really like this. And now I have gotten 2 bingos. I am so pleased. So I'm very happy with that. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna read any more today because I'm kind of tired and I'm gonna need to make dinner very soon. I'm trying to look at my bingo board so I can like, because I also keep this one in my journal so that I can just kind of keep track here. So I know that I was gonna read the Kindred graphic novel this weekend, probably tomorrow, because obviously it's not gonna happen tonight, but I'm probably gonna read this tomorrow. And it's a graphic novel, so I assume I can get through this in a day. And that is going to give me woman author. So that'll knock that prompt out. What are you whining about? Then, of course, I'm going to start The German Wife, which I'm very excited about. So once I read that, I'm going to get another bingo. So like, I feel like this has been one of my most successful readathons, and my dog is super whiny. They're having a moment, honestly. Hey, come here. What's the matter, Spike? Come over here. But I feel like this has been like one of my most successful readathons I've ever done. Like, look at all the prompts I got. Like, I am killing it. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I put so much effort into setting things up that I just like lose momentum with the follow through. So I am proud of myself. I'm having an awesome reading year. I'm just like, it's all working for me so well. So super pleased with that. Also, just like we were talking about my level 10 update stuff. I got book mail today, in case you were curious. I don't know if either of these are going to end up in the level, but they both sounded interesting, so I bought them. So this one is The Horde, How the Mongols Changed the World. I don't know, maybe it's just the Crash Course World History videos. Like, every time I hear the Mongols. so when I saw this, I thought that might be an interesting option, but I opened it up and look how tiny the print is. So this is probably not going to happen in the level, but I hope to someday read it. But like, it looks really hard to read. Like, it's dense and overwhelms me just flipping through it. So don't know if that's going to happen. But I also got this, which I'm feeling a little better about. This is The Light Ages, The Surprising Story of Medieval Science. So this looks really a lot more readable. It also has a lot of like pictures, and let me just do a quick flip through here. That's the least helpful flip through ever. So yeah, there, you saw a picture there, right? Like, there are pictures in here. And, oh, see, like, a map, there's a picture here. So, like, it seems like this might be a better option. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to read a little bit of it. Not tonight. It's not going to happen now. I'm going to read a little bit of it and see what I think. If it feels like something that I could, like, read or hand to a 15, 16-year-old. And, yeah, we'll see. But that seems more promising. I have another couple of books coming over the next, I just bought 8 books because I'm in planning mode. So that's how my week's going so far. Like, I'm having a great day of just sitting in my house and reading books. It's going great. So, I'm about to start making some dinner though, because, my husband is still out for the evening and I have to feed my children and so I think we're going to have some leftovers that we had from yesterday. So that is my plan for the evening. We're going to eat some leftovers and I don't know, maybe I'll put on a movie. We'll see. We'll see what the day takes us. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm probably not going to check back in again today because I don't plan on reading anymore. And I don't know if I'm going to have anything else interesting to show or say. So I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys, I've been trying to do something with my hair. And this looks terrible. I did like pin curls. I like twisted my hair up and like pinned it with bobby pins and let it sit like that for a while to finish drying. And then I took it down and what is this? I don't like it. I think I'm just going to chop my hair off because I'm kind of over it at this point. This is not working for me. Do you think will brushing help? I think it'll make it worse. Oh, it's making it worse. I don't know what I'm doing. But, anyway, I was popping in because, I don't know. I think this is the worst. Oh my God, my hair. Anyway, I just made it very big. I've been thinking about Nothing Sung and Nothing Spoken like all day, and I want to reduce my rating. So I'm trying to film a video today, so I'm gonna do my makeup quick while we chat. So I think like overall the thing that I am the most bothered by in this book was the like the nonchalance, the like barely even noticing what was going around her as Charlie moves through the story. Like, it's Nazi Germany and things are pretty terrible and she's just like not noticing. I mean, she's noticing. She's having like thoughts like she doesn't like the Nazi party and that sort of thing, but she's also just kind of almost oblivious to a lot of it, and especially like Geely is barely noticing what's happening, and almost to the point of being like, oh, you mean that? Well, you know, yeah, it's bad, but jazz music. And so like, on the one hand, I can understand why they would behave like that. I mean, I've been a teenager. I've been self-centered. Like, I get it. Like, teenagers do that. And, you know, you tend to think that your problems are the biggest problems in the world when you're 16, 17 years old. And that is sort of understandable. But at the same time, they have a best friend who's Jewish. And like, I feel like if my best friend was in that much danger, I would be more aware of it and I would care more, you know? Like, I would be concerned about her and worried much more than they are. And so I find, I think the more I think about that, like, there's even a scene of them noticing Kristallnacht has happened. And it's like barely a blip on their radar that, oh yeah, well, that's just something that happened. And, well, it's sad, I guess, but, you know, it's more important that we go to the jazz clubs and enjoy ourselves and that sort of thing. Like, I'm all for defiance, and I'm all for, like, standing up the best that you can with what you can. And in that moment, like, Charlie's best defense, or not defense, but best form of resistance was fighting by listening to jazz music, by going to these swing dances, by going and like doing things that she knows is wrong, that the Nazis don't like, and like doing it because she knows that they don't like it. Like, I get it. And I have nothing to say against that, but I feel like there was a lot of missed opportunity in the book where the author could have shown more. And like, I don't want to spoil anything, so I don't want to like give spoilers, but like there's a whole thing that could have happened that I think if the author had done multiple perspectives, I feel like it could have been like a much more interesting, so I can't do this while I'm talking, I'm sorry, hold on. But it could have been like a lot more dynamic of a story if, I can't talk and curl my lashes apparently, but it could have been a lot more dynamic of a story if she had brought in another perspective. And like, it's a very short book, and it's like just over 300 pages, and it goes so quickly, and especially the end was incredibly rushed. Like, you go from 1942 to 1945 and the war's over in like a blink, and then it's just sort of like them kind of grappling with like rebuilding and getting back to normal and all of that. And it's like, you can't just like say, oh, this happened and poof, it's over and we're moving on. Like, I don't know. The writing in the story is beautiful. Like, the author has beautiful writing. And I think I was kind of like so like brought in by the writing that I almost didn't notice like some of the negatives until after I finished reading and just kind of sat with it for a minute. And then I kept going, like, wait a second, that was not the way that should have gone. I don't know. But there was a lot of potential in the book. Like, there's not that many stories that I've seen or read about queer girls or queer people in general in Nazi Germany dealing with this. Like, there's a ton about Jewish people, obviously, but like, this could have been a great opportunity to explore like being a homosexual, being queer in the camps, or, you know, just the dangers of that. I never really felt like the characters were in danger, even when like they clearly should have been. And obviously there is some stuff that goes down, and I'm not going to give anything away, but like, there was a moment in the end of the story where there is danger, but it took so long for it to feel like that it almost just doesn't work for the story. I don't know. Isn't it weird though when you read a book and your initial thought is, ooh, this was really good, and then like as the day goes on or the next day or two go by, you're like, was it though? Because this is like not an experience that I feel like I have that often. I'm usually a pretty good like judge right off the bat about the books that I read. Like, I can tell right away if it's good or bad. This is like the first time that I've read a book where I had to like take back my rating, which, I don't know, that's weird, right? Does that happen to you guys? I'm sorry, I'm trying to like do my mascara without blinding myself, so. But yes, I think I'm gonna give this now like a 3.5. I don't know. Like, I really wish that the author had done a little more with it, that the characters could have had a chance to grow. Like, the main character, Charlie, ages like quite a bit over the course of the book. It starts in 1938 and ends 1945. Like, that's a huge span of time. But she doesn't change. Like, I don't feel like she got a chance to grow at all. Like, if you're going to have a character go through that much time, I feel like they should have a chance to like mature and grow and change over the course of the story. And her character arc was basically the same from the beginning to the end. Anyway, I have now done my face, and today was like a pretty low-key makeup day. I don't really feel like doing too much. I don't know what to do with this hair. I was gonna film a video, and I don't know if I can do it with my hair this poofy. Like, it's a lot. I was gonna do a, I'm putting some coconut oil and shea butter hair serum. I got this at Trader Joe's to tame the frizz. So like my hair doesn't usually get frizzy, but like I've noticed in the last like year that it frizzes a lot more. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on and see if it helps, because oh my gosh, my hair is doing a lot right now. I don't know if I'm just making it greasy. I'm having a day. I think I'm gonna chop my hair off. I don't know. Might do it this week as like a birthday treat to myself. Just hack it and be done with it, because I've been trying to let it grow. Like I've been letting my gray grow out. I've basically accepted that my hair is going gray, but it's also gotten really thin, and it's just like it's not cute when it's long. I don't know. What do you think? Is this better? This feels marginally better. I don't know if I want to film today. Well, I mean, I guess I'm filming, but you know what I mean. All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens, but my hair is doing stuff right now. Maybe it'll calm down in a few minutes. But I was going to try to film, dark. I was going to try to film a top 10 favorite historical fiction video, but I have been struggling to come up with my list because a top 10 list is hard. Like, and some of the books that I put on my list, it's been a long time since I read them. So I'm like, how do I even begin to talk about this book that I read 20 years ago, but still think about? Like, I don't know. So that is my challenge right now. And, yeah, so I have not read today. It is Sunday, by the way, if anyone was wondering what day it is. But I have not read yet today. I was working on some stuff for level 10 this morning, and I still am planning on picking up Kindred later. I'm probably going to read when I'm done, if I film this video. But yeah, I don't know if I want, like, it's just a mess. Like, I should not have messed with my hair. I should have just left it alone. Curling it was a bad idea, obviously. Now I just have to like kind of hope it settles down. So anyway, that is my plan for today. I'm gonna work on, and I have a package coming. I'm gonna work on getting this video done so I have something up this week. And then reading. So I will check back in with you guys later. So it is now Tuesday evening, and I finally had a chance to finish reading Kindred. This was a reread for me because I read the actual novel of Kindred. I don't even know now. I feel like it was like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. It's been a while. Maybe it's even longer than that. It's been years. And I've been wanting to read the graphic adaptation for a while. So when I saw they had it at the library, I grabbed it. And I figured this would fit for, because I already had a graphic novel, so I didn't need that prompt anymore, but I still needed a woman author. And since the main character, Dana, in the story is an author, so it works for that prompt. So I was able to use it for that. Also, it counts towards my Build Your Library Reading Challenge because I needed a book that was sustainably acquired. Since it's from the library, it counts for that, so I can use it for that. I decided kind of out of the blue, like a couple of weeks ago, to do the alphabet challenge again this year. Just, I don't know why. I didn't finish it last year, but I had an extra page in my journal, so I did that, and it counts for K. So, lots of prompts and challenges covered here. This is a story about a woman who is experiencing time travel against her will. She is being pulled back to the antebellum South by an ancestor, and she has to like help him survive so that her ancestor will be born. And it's very traumatic. You know, she's being pulled back and forced into slavery. And her ancestor that's pulling her back is a white man or a white child. He's like a baby when she's first getting pulled back. I think he's like 4 or 5 years old. And so like she's being like yanked back in time. She has no control over when she goes back. And it's very difficult because she's just stuck there, like trying to survive. And like, how do you live in that time without losing yourself? And like it's a really interesting story. I think I finally figured out the end, because the first time I read the book, the ending didn't make any sense to me, and I could not understand what exactly had happened. And I had hoped that by reading the graphic novel, it would make sense. And I am happy to say, while it was still slightly confusing, it makes more sense to me now. So I feel like I get it. I get the end of the story, which made me super happy, because like I just felt like maybe I was dumb. Maybe I wasn't understanding properly what had happened. So if you've ever read Kindred and you found the ending of the book a little bit like weird and confusing, you might want to read the graphic adaptation, because having the visual really helped to like make it make sense in my mind. I don't want to give spoilers, but like the ending in the novel is kind of abrupt, and like something weird happens and it doesn't really make sense. And it does make sense. It just, for whatever reason, my brain could not wrap around it. So it makes sense now that I had the visual to accompany it. I just thought this was a really great interpretation of the story. My husband and I were watching the adaptation on TV that's on Hulu, and I really liked it, and I was really interested to see like what would happen next. And also I could not remember, like I knew some things had been changed, but I couldn't remember like details. So it was nice to get back into the story and be like, oh, okay, now I know that was what they changed, and like this was the same, and things like that. So really interested to see what they do with the Hulu adaptation, if there's going to be another season. I really hope there is, because season 1 was really good. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't seen that yet and you enjoyed the story. The Hulu TV series was really well done, and I am very curious to see where it goes. If they get another season, I don't know. So now I'm on to my last book, because I don't think I'm going to have time for anything else, because I have to get through The German Wife. This is the book club pick. The discussion is this weekend. It's on Saturday. So it's now Tuesday evening. I'm going to start this like as soon as I get off camera and start reading. And I'm just really excited. I've been dying to read this for a while. I pre-ordered it like last year, and I just really wanted to read it. So I'm really curious what I'm going to think of it. There's already been a lot of discussion. Like I think I'm the last person in book club to pick it up, because I like to, for book club picks, I like to read it like right before, so that it's fresh in my mind when it's time to discuss. Like I want it to be easy to remember things. Today is video filming day. I just wanted to check in really quick. It is now Wednesday. I have put on my makeup. I filmed the homeschool tidbit. While I was doing my face, I was listening to more of The German Wife. I've got the audio, so I'm kind of listening to that while I'm reading, but also listening to it when I'm doing chores and things. So really liking it so far. I'm probably about 100 pages in, and I'm really intrigued right now with where things are going to go. Between the two main characters, you're following Lizzie and Sophia, and you don't know how they're going to come together. Like, obviously there's going to be some kind of a, I don't think it's going to be a friendship, because they definitely seem like they're not going to get along, but I'm very curious. So I just wanted to pop in really quick and talk about that. I'm about to film now my very exciting April TBR. I get to pick again, because I skipped in March. I didn't do my TBR jar since it was March through history, and I knew that was going to be the bulk of my reading. But in April, I get to pull from the TBR jar, but also how realistic is this going to be? Because I'm also working on level 10, which, I mean, okay, I was like, I need to stack the things so that I could get them off the couch so I could film the video. Look at this stack. This is the stack, and this isn't even the whole stack. This is just a partial stack. The rest of it is still on the couch. So, like, I've got a lot to read. A lot to read over the next little bit. But I still want to pull a TBR pick, so that is what I'm about to do. And that'll go up on Monday. So probably this video will go up next week, like Wednesday or Thursday. But you'll see my TBR selection soon. So my dogs are getting fussy, so I need to go film that. Oh, okay. Videos have been filmed. That is done. Now I just have to edit, which I don't have to do today, so that's nice. Picking my TBR in this manner is both very exciting, but also kind of like anxiety-inducing. I don't know. I like having options, but I also feel like sometimes I overwhelm myself. So I actually feel good though this month about my selection because I picked a card that didn't have, I don't own a ton of things in that category. So I picked a few of the things I had on my list, and they're all things that I'm really interested in reading right now. So that worked out so nice. I was really worried that I was going to pull something like historical, like Holocaust fiction or I don't know, World War II, where I was just going to go, no, I can't do another month of just historical fiction. Like my brain needs to go somewhere else for a time. And my dog is so whiny. Hey, what's wrong? What? So I am glad that I got heists and that I can like change it up a bit this month. But I have so much to read. Also, I think it's fascinating that in January, I think I read, hold on, where's my notes? Let me see. Like, I've been doing like really, it's been funny. So I read 13 books in January. And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I did that every month? And then in February, unintentionally, I read exactly 13 books. It is now March. Hey! And if all goes well, I'm going to read another 13 books. So what the heck is going on with that? I'm trapped in my desk. Hold on. Let me deal with this dog before he loses his mind entirely. Drew is still outside and he would like to be with her. Hold on. Go. Oh. So I am right now that I'm done filming, I'm about to make some tea and do some work on the level 10 update and hopefully read some more of The German Wife this afternoon. I'm definitely going to read more this evening, but I'd like to catch up because I am only like 100 pages in and I have until Saturday. So I want to try to get it done as quick as I can, which is going to be fine because I feel like it's a really good immersive story and like I'm already really invested in where it's going and finding out like what did they do when they were in Nazi Germany, because they make it out to sound like one of their daughters is still a Nazi and is happily living her life in Germany with her husband, I think. And I think another of their children died in the war. And it's mentioned several times so far that the husband's record has been scrubbed. Like, to be able to work in America, they have erased what he did. Like, there's no record now of like his involvement as a Nazi, which makes me think that he's done some things and I want to know what. So I also find it interesting. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. I don't think the author is Jewish, so I don't expect there to be a lot about that. However, the main character, is her name Sophia? I can't remember now. She was best friends with a Jewish woman, and there's already some talk about anti-Semitism and like how that was beginning in the 1930 and 1933, and like her reaction to it and that kind of thing. So I'm really curious to see where that part of the story goes, because it's very, I don't know, it can be very tricky for someone who isn't Jewish to write that accurately and to get it right. So I'm curious to see what the author does with that and what I think of it. Not that I speak for all Jews. I'm not exactly a good Jew myself. I'm not religious or anything like that, so I'll do my best. But I am curious about where that part of the story is going to go, and like, does she have some involvement? Did she try to help her friend, or does she go, I don't think she's going to go full Nazi, but I feel like she might lean more into the, well, I got to play it safe, so go away. Like, you can't be here now. You're a danger to me and my children and that kind of thing, which would be disheartening. I really want her to be the kind of person who would want to help, but I don't know. I don't know where the story is going to go. So I'm kind of like, whether I like her or not is going to depend a lot on how she treats this friend moving forward. I lied. Instead of making tea, we're taking a walk. Because Regina really wanted to get outside, and it's beautiful out today, so that is what we're doing. Come and join us, would you? It is now Thursday, and we just finished school. I had lunch, got dressed, all of that stuff. So I thought, since I didn't pop back in yesterday, I would come today to talk a little bit about my thoughts so far on The German Wife. I am about 150-ish pages in or so, and I was hoping to read a little more last night, but I was also working on level 10 and I didn't want to stop until I got to a certain point. So like, I made myself keep going. So that ate into my reading time a little bit, but I'm hoping to spend some more time here today because I really need to finish it tomorrow. So, but I'm enjoying it. Is enjoying the right word? Like, there's some very like just anxiety inducing content in here for me. All of the scenes where Sophie is talking to other people in her, like, when she's in World War II era, or prior to, I think it's like 1933 Germany, and she's talking to people that her husband works with, or trying to assess her best friend's, like, political views. All of that is very anxiety inducing for me. Like, I don't like reading things like that, because it just feels upsetting and like too real. Like, yeah, says the girl who reads all the awful Holocaust novels and all of the like World War II stuff. Like, I do enjoy like my heart being broken in a book, but this is more like just making me upset. So I don't know. All of that is very like tense for me. And also I just read a scene where a Jewish person is saying they would like to go back to Poland because it's dangerous in Berlin. It's dangerous to be in Germany right now. Let's go to Poland. We'll be safer there. And I'm just like, but will you? Like, Poland is actually much worse. Like, it's going to get so much worse. So I don't know. I'm feeling some anxiety, but I'm also just like really curious to how these two personalities are going to come together and clash, because right now their stories are very separate. They've only like met up with each other once, and it was a very like short, like angry conversation. I don't know. We'll see where this goes, but like, I did start annotating. I don't know if you can even see that. They're very light, but I did start putting in some notes because I'm listening to the audiobook and reading. So there's a whole bunch at the beginning where I was just listening, not reading the book with my eyes. So like, I didn't put anything there. But when I was sitting and reading it to myself last night with the audio, I was tabbing. So yeah, I don't know. There's some things to talk about in this book, you know, like there's a scene where she's like sitting there listening to somebody say terrible things, and she wants to say something, but knows how dangerous it would be for her family to do so. So she just ignores it and lets those things be said. And like, part of me wants to say, no, you could have said something. You could have done that. I don't know. Would I have? I don't know. I can't even picture myself in that scenario, because like I remember talking about The Book Thief before with Sarah, and she wanted to know, would I be able to hide somebody in my house like that? I'm like, I don't know, because I'm the Jew in the basement. Would I be able to do that? So I don't know what I would do in that scenario besides run away. So, flee, get out of there. Anyway, I'm gonna work now because I have some things I need to do, but I am very anxious to get back into this because I want to know where things are heading. I'm dying to know where this is going. Also, just to share how chaotic I am, I used to work upstairs. I have a desk up there with double monitors, but it was really cold, so I came downstairs. And it's also dark in my room. I don't have good lighting up there, so I'm like, it'll be better to work down here. So all of this is my work desk area. Like, I am crammed into this part of the couch. It's fine. I work better in a mess, I guess. So I have now made it to the halfway point, and I'm invested. I don't know where this is going, but it's got me like thinking about things that I guess I just never thought about before. Like, what happens to a family like Sophie's where you're forced into joining the Nazi party, essentially, and like having to accept that this is now just how your life's gonna be? And what happens when the war ends? Like, where do they go? Because obviously they're in America and trying to make the best of it, and it's not going well because people know you were Nazis. And like, sure, they're trying to say that, you know, they didn't have a choice, but I feel like you always have a choice. And yet they didn't have a good choice, but I struggle hard with like the idea that that was their only option, because they do talk at one point about trying to run away, but like that gets nixed pretty quick because they're overheard and he gets in trouble. And I'm like, you could still try. Like, there are things that could happen here that I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in this situation. Hopefully I never will. But I can't imagine that your only option is just, well, I guess we're Nazis, because that's just such a terrible option, especially since her best friend is Jewish, practically a sister to her, and she's just gonna abandon her and be like, well, I don't know, I guess you just gotta go because we're Nazis now and you can't stay here. It's too dangerous for us. How dangerous do you think it is for her? I don't know. I'm having feelings. I think this might be the first book I've read from this specific perspective. I've read another book a while back that was from the perspective of a German girl, and it was like what happens in the aftermath of the war, and she kept like, I didn't know, and I don't know. I struggle with this specific perspective because I just feel you always have choices. You made bad choices because you thought that was your only choice. But it wasn't. The other character, Lizzie, I feel like I'm not giving her enough credit here because I'm just so hyper focused on the German woman, Sophie, that like I'm trying to like also give her enough attention to, but I've noticed that I haven't tabbed anything from Lizzie's perspective. All of my tabs are in the Sophie chapters. So I'm gonna make an extra effort. Her story's interesting and sad, but for whatever reason, just not nearly as compelling to me. So I don't know. I don't know what that says about me. That the chapters that make me the most upset are the ones that I'm the most interested in finding out more about. That's where I'm at. I'm halfway through the book now. I'm hoping I finish it tomorrow. I was going to try to read more tonight, but I'm just getting really sleepy. And when I get sleepy, I can't focus. And so I'd rather wait. And I don't think we're going to do school tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday. So I think we're not going to really do a whole lot tomorrow. I'm going to try to not work. Maybe I'll finish this over the course of the day. I think I could do it. I think I have like 2 hours or 2.5 hours or something like that of audio. So I could totally do that. So that's my goal. All right, you guys, I did it. I finished. It is Friday night. I've been reading this off and on pretty much the whole day. And I finished it a few minutes ago. And it's going to be an interesting live discussion tomorrow, I'm going to say. I thought it was good. The writing is good. The story is compelling. I gave it 4 stars. I feel like nobody in this story was likable. And that's something I struggle with a lot in books where like there's no likable characters, where everybody is like super morally gray, and like who do you latch on to? So I didn't feel 100% connected to any of the characters, and that's where the 4 stars comes in. Like it was a good, compelling story, and I can't fault it for the morally gray characters. They should be. The situations they were all in, like, are really impossibly hard, so I get it. Okay. On that note, Sophie. Wow. Like, again, like, I feel like her story was more interesting than Lizzie's for me. Maybe that wouldn't be the case with other people. I'm curious. I almost dropped the phone. I'm curious about that in the live show. Like, did anyone connect more with Lizzie and find her story more interesting? I think Sophie's is more interesting overall just because you don't sympathize. Like, I thought I was slightly concerned that this is going to be a plot where it's like, well, let's sympathize with the Nazis. And I don't think it did that, which is good. I'm relieved. But it also showed, like, what do you do in a situation like that? And that's what I liked about this book. Because we live in difficult times. What do you do when the shit hits the fan? Like, where do you fall? Where do you align yourself? And I think it's important for people to think about that. Even people who think they could and should or would do the right thing. Like, I know we all think about, like, well, if I lived in Nazi Germany, I would do this and I would do that. And, like, we're living through something not quite the same thing yet. Maybe ever. Hopefully never. But, you know, where do you align? Where do you stand? And so I think reading something like this helps to, like, put yourself in a situation where, like, you have two choices to make. You could do this or you could do that. This is the safe choice and you'll survive, maybe, but your family will be protected and like it'll be a little bit easier to get by in society. This one is dangerous but morally correct. Like which way do you go? So like I appreciated that aspect of the book. But yeah, I didn't like anybody. Like I didn't like Sophie, definitely didn't like Jürgen, didn't like any of their German friends, didn't like Lizzie. I found Henry to be kind of frustrating. I understand he's broken, so I don't fault him, but Lizzie really should have done something sooner to prevent all of that. Like, again, decisions and choices could have been made that would have maybe not let things get to that escalation. But, yeah. Overall, I recommend it. Like, if you want a book that will make you very frustrated with a lot of people, and like, I found it a really compelling story. The audiobook is really good because it has dual narrators for the two different characters. Their voices are very different, and I thought they did a really good job. Yeah. 4 stars. Solid, good book. Can't wait for the discussion tomorrow. I feel like it's going to be really good. I think this is where I'm going to end this vlog because it's Friday night. Tomorrow is a new month. March Through History will be over. So let's just wrap this up here. Thank you guys so much for following me along this week and reading with me. I hope you guys had a great March Through History. I thought it was a really good time this year. I feel like there was a lot more participation. I think this was like the first year that there was a lot of different people participating. So that was really exciting for me. Like having created this readathon, like, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years ago and not really knowing if anybody would really do it. It's been great and so much fun to see people participating. So thank you guys so much for that. It's made me super happy. It's a great birthday month gift for me. So already thinking about like, what are we going to do next year? What's next year's theme going to be? So I got time to think it over still. So I'm not going to get too hung up on that just now, but just know that I'm already thinking about it. So anyway, I hope you guys had a great month. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye.